What if the person you loved most betrayed you, not out of hate, but for power? This is the story of Anasi, the clever trickster, who chose greed over love and paid a price even he could not imagine. In a village where stories held magic, there lived a man named Anasi. Not a warrior, not a king, but a man whose words could twist minds and bend reality. He was cleverer than any human, more cunning than any animal. Stories came alive when he spoke, and the villagers loved to listen. But Anansi wasn't content with just admiration. He wanted something more: control. The power to decide which stories lived and which died. Then came Amma, a woman of grace and wisdom, whose heart saw beyond trickery. She loved Anansi, not for his cleverness, but for the warmth hidden beneath his mischievous grin. Together, they laughed under the trees, shared secrets near the river, and for a time, Anansi's cunning was tempered by love. But the world had other plans. The sky god, Nyame, held the greatest treasure of all, a collection of stories from the beginning of time. Whoever controlled these stories controlled knowledge, power, and influence over all people. Anansi could have asked politely. He could have grown stronger in humility. But greed whispered, take it all. Amma will understand later. And he decided to steal the stories. Anansi's plan was brilliant. He spun a web of lies, traps, and clever tricks to outwit Nyame's guardians. No one suspected a thing, except Amma. She pleaded, do not do this, Anasi. Power changes men. Love should come first. He smiled, kissed her forehead, and said, trust me, my love. I will return, and we will rule stories together. But he had no intention of returning. Night fell. Anansi crept into Nyame's palace of clouds where the stories were kept. He dodged guardians, solved impossible riddles, and collected the scrolls one by one. Each story he touched, he felt the power coursing through him. He was unstoppable. He was the master of all tales. Amma waited, night after night. When he did not return, worry turned to dread. She followed his trail, only to find the empty web he had left behind. She realized Anansi had chosen the stories over her. Her heart broke, and from heartbreak grew anger, not at him, but at the greed he could not resist. Power came quickly, but it was heavy. The stories spoke with voices too strong for one man to control. Villagers grew uneasy. The magic he wielded began to twist. Stories he thought he owned rebelled. A tale of a cruel king trapped him in his own palace. A trickster story of a lying hyena spread rumors about him. He was trapped in webs of his own making. And worse, without Amma's wisdom to guide him, his cleverness became his weakness. One night, as the wind whispered through the trees, Amma returned, not in love, but in silent judgment. She did not cry, she did not beg, she simply took the scrolls from him. Anansi could not resist. He tried to lie, charm, and bargain, but her eyes were like fire. You chose power over love, she said, and that is the heaviest chain of all. The stories slipped from his hands, flowing back to their rightful place in the sky god's palace. Anansi was clever, yes, but cleverness cannot undo betrayal. He had the world's knowledge, but no heart to share it, no love to guide it. He sat alone, surrounded by empty webs, thinking of what he had lost. Amma's voice echoed in his mind. Power without love is nothing. Even the wind seemed to mock him, carrying the whispers of the stories he had tried to own. So, tell me, if you had Anansi's cleverness, would you take the power, even if it meant betraying the one you trusted most? Or would you choose love over everything? Like and subscribe for more stories of tricksters, betrayal, and the choices that define us.